One of our monthly gardening classes began by instructing the students about the relationship and distinctions between cacti and other succulent plants.
That's always one of the things that people get tripped up on. I think, oh, what kind of cactus is that? Is it a cactus or is it really a succulent?
The answer is actually as simple as an easy to remember saying.
All cactus are succulent plants, but not all succulents are cactus.
While they share the ability to store water in their tissues, as you might expect, they're distinguished by the arrangement of their spiny orbs.
And there's very distinctive aspects of a cactus, or characteristics of a cactus, that make them a cactus. They are spines, but there are some spineless varieties, but even if they're spineless, they're going to still have like the little glochids. They're really defined by having the little areoles, which are the little points where all the spines emanate from.
And the Mojave variety cacti have their own critical adaptations.
The more northerly that these species distribute, then the more cold impacted that they've been over time, and so they tend to be hardier and also drier. We don't have near the moisture that you get in some of the other desert areas.
This makes them attractive to those who love them or just like to leave them alone.
My whole yard's cactus and succulents. My husband once said I need a broom and a hose, and if it can't live for 3 weeks while we're out of town, it doesn't deserve to live.
My yard is a work in progress, like most people's, I think, but I really enjoy the native and the drought-tolerant plants, and I love cacti and succulents, so I kind of gravitated towards the Springs Preserve demonstration gardens, because you can get a lot of ideas about what the plants will look like when they're more established and how to combine them.
And these plants can add the most beautiful and dramatic anatomy to any desert landscape.
Well, I think that's really one of the great things about the cacti and succulent plants is they do offer a lot in the way of just giving structure, providing structure to the landscape. These become, I think, essentially sculptural elements in the landscape that just provide a very different texture, often much bolder and just in more interest.
But they'll definitely benefit from some important tips when it comes to the mix of water and soil that will allow them to thrive.
One of the things that happens, though, is people don't water enough. So it's like they'll put them in and think, well, it's a cactus; it doesn't need water. And if you do that in a landscape, very often, the plants are going to get stressed. They're not going to be as healthy and growing. They're going to hang in there and be there, but they're just not going to look very, healthy and robust.
Unless you put into practice a few dirty little secrets about improving your planting soil so that it drains water but retains moisture.
We basically blended all new soil and added in there, some you see the black specks in there basically is a volcanic material, and then we also added a lot of compost because we wanted to, some material that would hold moisture in the soil. You can feel this soil, even it's got some moisture in it. That's what you want to see is some moisture in the soil, and if it's got some moisture, and then they'll really develop some good roots. And then you can do like about a once-a-week watering.
It was an important lesson that cleared up one traditional misconception.
When he mixed up the soil and talked about the compost, I'd always been told don't augment the soil, so I learned that's okay.
And the expertise of the preserve staff is evident in their growing collection of native Mojave succulents and cactus, with the impressive points it makes about tending the desert landscape that stick with local gardeners and traveling botanical fans as well.
It's very, very important because it does let us basically participate in that arena of being a botanical garden with other botanical gardens out there. And people, when they travel, they do look for botanical gardens. It is one of the things that people like to travel and go and see when they are in different places. And it just helps to elevate the status of the Springs Preserve.